quite some time, so I think I'm due, and I'll just change names and make everything, alleged and anonymous for this. Okay. Before we get into it, you know the drill, you know the deal. We gotta do some channel maintenance, channel hygiene. Channels are Tamagotchi. So if you're new here, welcome to my nonsense. If you're old here, welcome back. Oh geez, if you're new here, please consider hitting subscribe. And if you're old here, go double check, make sure you're subscribed, hit the like if you like, leave a comment. It can be anything related to the video. It could just be hello, a few emojis, whatever, as long as it's cool and respectful. Hit the notification bell. As always, I've linked my tip jars down yonder in the description box. No pressure whatsoever, but every dollar to host that is the last to make content. Also, you are invited to my Patreon. I know not everybody can come, but you can't say you weren't invited. Link to my Patreon is down below, and I post a lot over there. If you want extra content, but you don't want to leave this platform, you can join YouTube memberships by clicking join below, or go to my channel page, look in the join button. That is content that's exclusive to YouTube members. Alright, so yesterday I got to work, and I'm like taking first period attendance, and I get to the bottom because this particular kid that only shows up once every few weeks, his name is at the bottom alphabetically, and I see on there in red it says lock. I can't check him in, and it says send to Dean, like if seen send to Dean or something like that, which always scares the crap out of me because that means they're not supposed to be in the building. And it doesn't even mean it's something bigger than suspended, because when it's suspended, it will say set from behavior resolution. So sometimes it can mean they're not up to date on their shots or something like that. But most often it means they got in bigger trouble than a suspension. And I don't want to be the one. Like, why are you here? If you know that, it's scary, okay? So I'm like, well, let me just email the dean person that's on there to see. And I'm like, hey, such and such is here in my class right now. And all I get back is a send him down exclamation point. Well, thanks for your help, okay? So I just go back to where he's sitting and squat down and say, hey, you're supposed to go see such and such. And he said, okay, and he went. But my point is that you don't know. You don't know why they came in when they're not supposed to be there, right? And these kids have book bags that could have whatever. It's not fun. And I'm thinking, oh, if I email, the least they can do is send security to come grab this kid, No. Anyway, it went fine, whatever. I still don't know, and I guess I probably would know. I can look on there and see, referral-wise, if anything happened crazy over the last few days. If I remember to ever do that, but now speaking of referrals, yesterday I wrote two. I wrote one in my second period because, man, this kid is always towing the line. Anyways, he has bypassed so many referrals because I'm always like, get back to your seat, or I've redirected him more times than I should have, but he's always the phone tattletale, and it's the law in our state, no phones during class. But also, it doesn't have to be the law. Put your phone away. We have to during instruction time. I'm not like a phone dog sniffer or anything. If you're sneaking it or whatever, I'm not gonna probably always catch you. But if I'm up here talking to you and telling you what to do, but you should be hiding your phones. You should not have your phones out, because I'm not doing this anymore. I'll see a kid, goofing around, and then they're like, well, what are we supposed to do? No. I'm all out. I'm not doing it anymore. Ask a friend. But because he's the phone tattletale, I'm like, it's only right that he doesn't get a warning. And I call down. And so you have to hit an extent, it's also a stupid process. You should just be able to type it in and know you have to pick up the phone and call. And so the whole room gets all like in a tizzy every time you pick up the phone, and then it's not a good system. There should just be like a thing, you enter the code, in an email, like, and then security comes to get, because the security has to come get the kid anyways. It just shouldn't be a phone. Like, I shouldn't have to say this stuff out loud. I shouldn't have to call for security with my voice unless I want to. All it's gonna do is heighten the situation, right? But I did, in a sense, give this kid warning, because I saw him using his phone while I was talking, and then I went to go do. I was like, let me just give him a minute. Like, maybe when I start talking again, he will put the phone away, and he didn't. So, like I said, phone tattletale. I called down. They came and got him, and you have to go down and turn your phone in for the rest of the day if it's your first offense. If it's your second offense, a parent has to come. I didn't know what offense it was for this kid at that moment. So he goes down, turns in his phone, he comes back, livid, angry, talking about how he's being picked on. First of all, no, back up. When security came, he was still on his phone. And the dude was like, let's go. And he's like, man, I wasn't on my phone. And security was like, you were still on it when I got in here. And they will straight up look you dead in the eye and say, like, I swear on my mama, I was not on my phone. They will do this. Like, grow up. These are the kind of kids I cannot appreciate, because there are other kids that I'm like, man, you're out, and they're like, okay, like, I know, I did what I did. Like, okay, if you're gonna be doing, then be mature about it when you get caught, because that's embarrassing for you to have a little fit. Anyway, he comes back in and he's having his fit, and like a couple of the kids are like, dude, shut it. Like, dude, shut it. We don't want to lose, miss. Because remember, these classes have had these, it's been pieced together the whole year. And I am pretty decent. I'm pretty cool with them. So he got several like, are you gonna shut it? And I'm giving him the shut it look, and I'm like, pick up your worksheet and get to work. Like, we are starting our papers today. And he just won't. He picks up his Rubik's Cube, and he's still talking shit. I'm singled out. I'm being picked on. I've seen other people with their phones, and I'm like, cool. We know, because you've tattled on all of them. And they've got typically if he sees them and like he says something, they hurry up and hide it, and so I don't see it. But also, you are the phone police. Don't let this kid become a cop one day. Oh boy. Anyway, I had enough. So I called security again. I was like, he's gotta go down. He's being a complete distraction. He won't let it go. Okay, security comes and gets him. Security sees him and he's like, you just can't handle giving your phone up, I guess. Like, let's go back down. I write the referral. This is exactly what happened. This kid came back from phone submission or whatever. Distraction, disrespect, whatever. Rubik's Cube, not doing their work, blah, blah, blah. Send. Okay. Official referral. You don't write referrals for the phones. They handle that downstairs, but this was a behavior referral after that. How come? We get through the class, we get some work done finally. I get an email, and this is this is not even the second time, but this is what happens, right? You guys gave us as teachers these rules that we're supposed to enforce in our classroom. No phones is one of them. You also want us to get this work done, like this mandatory work done, right? But, okay. Email from the one that's processing the referral, the admin downstairs. Assistant, principal, whatever. Hey, I have such and the feelings that this one particular child has about that rule. And I said I didn't say just exactly that. I can't remember. I was like, this kid was on his phone. Maybe he did see somebody else on their phone that I didn't today. But truth be told, this particular child has bypassed 30 other referrals that I could have wrote. Like, it's time to process him. And I wanted to write, don't ever do. I will walk. I will go home. I will go home. You cannot tell me one thing and then come back at me like I made the rules up. And also, we have to get this stuff taught. Hands are tied. It's unreal. It's unreal. And I was talking to other teachers about it throughout the day. They've all had this experience where they'll send a kid for a phone out, and then one of the admin will be like, so tell me what happened. Like, they had a phone out. Like you said, we're not supposed to allow. What other details would you need? And like I said, I've had that several times where I write a referral out and then I get an email like, well, this child is very frustrated and confused. So be it. That's a you problem. That's what you're down there for. And they're not confused. They might be frustrated. They might be angry. The one thing they're not is confused. The rules were clear, and I promise you I gave them several chances throughout the days, weeks, and months. And then I had another kid yesterday. It was 7th block, which 7th block is on my last nerve right now, but we have these beams in the room. Not a good idea to have in a high school room because these kids will like try to sit behind where you can like kind of not see the beam behind the beam, right? And they write on. I've been in that room now. This is my second year in this room. I was there half of last year. I'm here half of this year in this one room. And I can see the shadow of what the kid's doing, so I can see if they're writing. Like, I can see it on the wall. If they're writing, or if they're writing on the wall. And I know writing versus erasing, right? So I can see in this kid's shadow that he is writing. Nobody erases like this, like you're writing. Erasing is this. So I see him back there and I'm like, great. I'll just call it in because another one that also he bypassed enough now, and today is the day. Today is the day. So I call security. Security comes, same security guard. He's probably like, man, I'm so sick of this. Like, honestly, if I wrote referrals for everything, I probably should. Like, it'd be an all day thing. But so we'll just call him Maverick. He's like, all right, Maverick, let's go. And he's like, I was erasing stuff off. I was not drawing. I was erasing, and I know that he wasn't. So then you go into the behavior office and you pull up write a new referral. It takes time. Like, you don't just write referrals for fun because it takes time. That period needs a whole new seating chart because they moved one of my girls. I think she used to be in my first block. And I had her before. When I did that long-term for math, I had her. And she is a firecracker. We'll call her a fire starter. She got moved from my first block to my 7th block. And she has some friends in there. Now, she got moved because of behaviors in another class. Not one of mine. So she gets moved to my 7th, and she's got some friends in there, and so they've been terrible. They've been goofing around the whole time, so I have to, today, you can hate me all you want, but you guys are not sitting by each other anymore. Get some work done. And she's also the kid, like, that I'll go, and I'll be like, she'll be chatting, and I'll go look at the work on the desk and be like, okay, you haven't even started this yet, so what's going on? Now, the kid next to her, now she moved because there wasn't assigned seats got there. She moved to go sit by her, and I did the same thing to her yesterday. I'm like, you haven't even started this. I was like, let's move you somewhere where you could think. And she goes, no. With my ADHD, I have to be around noise to get work done. And I said, clearly false, because it's been 30 minutes. You've been interacting, and there's plenty of noise right here, and you haven't started. False. I'm not doing this. Today she'll be moved. It's gonna be a fun day. They're all gonna hate me today, just like they did yesterday, because I'm just... You have those weeks where you're like, okay, there's like build weeks. There's build weeks, and there's chill weeks, and there's kill weeks. Like, where it's just, it's killing you, and it's like a build, and then it kills you, and then you write all these referrals, and then it's cool for a little, that's just how it is. So, we're in the muck, okay? Plus, when it adds to spring break, they get extra. But we have a paper to write, and so they cannot be goofing around. These days, they give them 10 days to write a paper. My class, because we finished the movie, my class will actually have 9 school days and a weekend to write the paper. 5 paragraphs. That's what's happening right now. That's how long it takes these kids to crank out about almost a paragraph a day. That's where we're at, okay? And they're not even cranking them out on their own. They have to be led, and I'm trying not to, but I also need them to write the paper. They will be like, I can't think of a first sentence, and so you work with them, like, okay, I get it, like, and then they'll be like, well, I don't know what to put for my next sentence. They will do that through the whole paper. And I can't, like, no, you're going to have to put some of your own thought into this. I can, like, try to, when you bring me up some cobbled stuff, I can try to, like, give you some order to it. I can, maybe point, or I can think of a couple ideas that you could use and stuff, but I cannot hold your hand sentence to sentence. I have 100 English 1 kids almost, so out your mind. Yeah, 2 weeks until the spring break. Oh, my other class, my young adult, my one class that's not freshman, they're doing this thing where they get to pick a book, and then they'll be in, like, lit circles, and they get to do that for a month, so that's a lot easier. But the problem is, there's one group, or 2 groups, that each got to pick from, like, five books or something, that have a couple of kids in there that have almost no attendance. Like, there are some kids, I don't know how this is a thing now. We have kids that show up once a month. We have kids that show up twice a month. And we are just expected to be like, okay, here's where we're at. Like, what? No, you're gonna have to drop them and put them into another program. They can't just come once a month and be caught up. If it was that easy to get caught up, then what do you think we were doing? Then we must have been doing nothing the whole time. Right? Like, it's just a slap in the face that these kids don't get dropped and put into a program that maybe they can do online or this. Anyway, so, like, with the groups, if they're missing and, like, their other 2 partners are there, then their group's only 2, and it's gonna be a little bit of a mess. I have 1 kid in that class that I've seen 1 time. I have 1 kid in that class that I've seen 3 times. And 1 other kid in that class that I've seen like 3 or 4 times. And then there's a couple others that come like twice a week. Like, what is this? What even is this? I do have to get going. I have to actually sub for the teacher across the hall today, but it's not even really subbing because I have to do a push-in on that block. Anyways, I push into that block. We're reading Great Gatsby right now, so I'm just going to read aloud to them. She's like, well, I can send you over the audio copy. Like, please don't, because it's going to be too hard for me to, like, I'm just going to read out loud.